Logical reasoning. Ano naman ang logical reasoning? According to Webster, logical or deductive reasoning involves using a given set of facts or kaalaman or data to deduce other facts by reasoning logically. It involves drawing specific conclusions based on premises. When I was younger, I used to value the opinions of my titos and my titas. When I wanted to invest my savings, I would seek their advice. No, hinihingi ko yung kanilang advice. Nung nagkasakit ang aking anak, humingi ako ng advice sa kanila kung anong medisina ang maganda at nababagay. When I was looking for a job, they would tell me what kinds of job I should be looking for. I know that deep inside, they are well-intended. However, as I grew up, I realized that life cannot progress if decisions are not based on solid ground. I realized at a later stage, siguro mga 30, 40, that I was asking for medical advice from somebody na hindi naman doktor. Di ba? Hindi ko mo kamag-anak mo yan. Ay marami na yang alam sa medisina. I was asking for investment advice from someone who does not even have any form of investment. I was asking career advice sa mga uncle ko na hindi nagtrabaho ni minsan sa buong buhay nila dahil umasa lang sila sa kanilang tatay or sa aking grandfather. For short, I made a lot of mistakes with some decisions in my life because my reasoning or my logical reasoning was flawed. It is not based on logic. Still today, when I see this approach to decision making with the people around me, friends, colleagues, loved ones, they all do the same or they all fall in the same mistake. Some even self-diagnose even if they are not medically trained. Nanguhula sila sa dapat na medisinang dapat nilang inumin. Let me share an example of logical reasoning from an HR situation. A survey conducted by Filipino Software as a Service, Sprout Solutions, found out that the Philippines logged an increase in attrition or yung mga umaalis across all industries. The average voluntary attrition rate in 2020 was 1.31%. That was as of February by Manila standards. Now, if you look at the attrition rate of some companies, let's say company A, I will not just name who the company is, they have an attrition rate of 30%. So that's that's parang 300 times, or 3,000, 300 times bigger than the standard attrition rate. It goes to stand that there is something very, very wrong that is driving such a high voluntary attrition. My client saw the difference as a sign or a symptom that something was wrong. We reviewed all of the existing exit interviews, and the number one reasoning for the resignation is their direct manager, which constitute 42%. So 42% nung 30% attrition, umalis ang tao dahil hindi nila nagugustuhan paano sila minamanage ng boss nila. Number 2, yung second naman, 27% are saying that kailangan nila parating mag-uwi ng trabaho dahil yung proseso ng ginaganap na sinusundan nila napaka-komplikado at napakaraming steps. At nagtataka sila na hindi naman lahat ng step dun sa proseso ay kailangan. Kaya lang, ang problema, through the years, dagdag ng step dahil nagkaroon ng issue, nagkaroon ng problema, to the point na napaka-komplikado at napakarami na ng steps. Hindi man lang inisip ng manager na i-rationalize yung proseso at padaliin para sa kanilang mga empleyado. So dahil nahihirapan yung mga empleyado sa kanilang mga proseso, karamihan umaalis din. So logical reasoning is based on facts. Logical reasoning is based on data. Logical reasoning is based on figures. Logical reasoning can be divided into two groups. The first is deductive reasoning. This is reasoning beyond reasonable doubt, meaning walang kaduda-duda. Deductive reasoning. Ibig sabihin, kung 100% chances na tama ang sinasabi mo dahil sa data, 100%. Walang 1%, walang 0.5% na duda. The second is inductive reasoning. This is reasoning based on generalization. Karamihan. So, kunyari, 95% of the population voted for the president. So, it means that that's an inductive reasoning. It means that the general public liked the president, no, because they voted for him. For short, deductive reasoning is based on facts and the truth. Inductive reasoning is based more about generalization. I worked with a very good executive in my past career. His name is Dave Jones. British siya, no? One of the many things that stuck with me that I learned from him is his reliance on data. Hindi siya basta-basta nakikinig kung kani-kanino. Sabi niya, you need data in order to make logical reasoning. Without data, you will be making decisions based on assumptions. Now, making decisions based on assumptions can be very risky. Naalala ko pa, no? He would always say, Jordan, your opinion is good, but I need data. I need facts. Data and information is a prerequisite for good decision making. You need to capture data and analyze it to be a good manager or a good leader. Let us walk through this diagram. Let's go back to the previous example, no? To an example na pag umulan, nababasa ang furniture. No? When it rains, the furnitures get wet. This is the argument. This is what we're going to be discussing. Now, let's first try the deductive path. Yan yung nasa taas, no? Let us say that we gather data about the rain and the outdoor furniture getting wet. If we are able to gather data for an agreed 1 year, and we did random check on the data set, and it shows it is accurate, then we take what we call the valid path. Yan yung sa taas, no? Valid path. Following the deductive and valid path, let's say that whenever it rains, 100% of the time, the furniture gets wet. So, ang magiging reasoning natin doon is, again, the one on the top, which is sound reasoning. Okay, so it's going to be deductive, valid, and sound reasoning. So, it means that it's not a generalization, it's 100% true. Now, still following the deductive valid path, balik tayo sa kaliwa, no? Argument, and then if you go up, deductive. Pero this time, instead of going to valid, we'll go to invalid. So, still following the deductive valid path, sa taas pala, no? Sa deductive valid. So, still following the deductive valid path, let's say that 100% of the time it rained, only 95% of the time the furniture got wet. So, the reasoning now is unsound. Kasi bakit may 5%? So, if you go up, deductive, valid, unsound. Okay? Now, let's say that we are following the deductive path again sa kaliwa. However, we checked the accuracy of the data to the furniture getting wet. We found out a number of errors in the data set. So, magiging invalid, no? Yung data set. And since invalid yung data set kasi hindi siya accurate, the decision will be unsound. Hindi safe ang magiging decision. Now, let's try to take the one under, the inductive path, no? Argument, if you go down, it's inductive. And again, inductive is generalization. Let's say that we have the same data of rain and the effect of the rain on the furniture will be tested. We were not able to capture 100% of the data of the time it rained. Sabihin natin hindi nakuha. No? Let's say we only captured 75% of the time it rained. So it means that we will go to the inductive path because it's not 100% data completeness. Now let's say that the data we have is validated 100% accurate. So yung 75% na na-capture nyo ay 100% accurate. So now you go through to the strong path. So you go argument, inductive, and then you go up strong path. You then check the strong path and see the general trend. Let's say that 60% of the gathered data shows that the furniture got wet. If the general trend of the limited data is strong, then it's called cogent. No? It's called cogent. If the general trend of the limited data does not constitute enough information to validate, then it's uncogent. No? And then if you go back again to the argument, going back to inductive, if the limited data has been validated as inaccurate, then automatically it is a weak set of data and it's automatically uncogent or unreliable. So this is just a visual diagram of logical thinking. It doesn't have to be this rigid, but it helps you understand the flow, whether you're deciding based on deductive reasoning or inductive reasoning. Yeah. So here are examples of both. Inductive reasoning. No? Let's assume I'm a girl. And the first lipstick I pulled from the bag is red. The second lipstick I pulled from the bag is still red. Therefore, all the lipsticks are red. Inductive. Generalize ko. Because yung first two lipsticks na nakuha ko ay pula. Deductive reasoning. Yung kabaliktaran, no? Ito naman yung accuracy. The first lipstick I pulled from the bag is red. All lipsticks in the bag is red. Therefore, the second lipstick I will pull from my bag will be red too. Deductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning. My mother is Irish. She has blonde hair. Therefore, everyone in Ireland has blonde hair. Generalization na naman. Deductive reasoning. My mother is Irish. Everyone from Ireland has blonde hair. So 100%, no? Therefore, my mother has blonde hair kasi everyone has blonde hair. Deductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning. Most of the snowstorms come from the north. It's starting to snow. This snowstorm must be coming from the north. Generalize, no? Because most of the storms are coming from the north, not all. Deductive reasoning. All of our snowstorms come from the north. It's starting to snow. Therefore, the storm is coming from the north. So if you notice now, you'll notice the difference between the two types of reasoning. Ayan. So this is an example for everyone to think about. Mike finished ahead of Paul. Paul and Brian both finished before Liam. Owen did not finish last. Sino ang kulelat? Who was the last to finish? Yan. Sige. Please take 2 minutes to think about this. Okay, so let's see who got it right. The correct answer is Liam. The statement, again, is Mike finished ahead of Paul. Paul and Brian both finished before Liam. Owen did not finish last. So ito yung ordering, no? Mike finished before Paul, so Mike is not last. Paul and Brian finished before Liam, so Paul and Brian are not last. It is stated that Owen did not finish last. So only Liam remains. So Liam must be the last to finish. Yan. I hope you got this one correct.